Alright. Believe we are live. Just want to make sure that this stream is showing the picture. Okay, cool. Alright, what's up, guys? I literally just recorded a video about this movie review, and I was going off on like my fucking rant, whatever, but I didn't want to record. I wanted to live stream this shit, so it's like all off the top. So I'm gonna have to do it all over again. Alright, so and I'm all over here hyped up. I just realized that. Alright, anyway, let's jump into it. It's not your guys' fault, it's mine. Alright, let's start with Troy movie review with the red pill lens. What did I gain from this movie? What did I see that was like blue pill? What was red pill? And the characters, the dynamics, and whatnot. So let's jump into it. Right away, we have our main character, Achilles. He's in this tent. Well, the guys are waiting for him. The boys, they're in the battlefield. It's already like 11 a.m., right? It's about to be noon. Everyone's waiting for him. They're calling his name. Yo, Achilles, where are you at? He's in his tent. They sent some boy to go get him. And you guys seen the movie? Come on. If you guys are watching this, you know what's up. But he's showing Frame right off the rip. Frame and Amuse Mastery, because he's like so carefree. He doesn't care that there's a war going on in his backyard or he has to show up. He's just like, oh, I'll be there in the morning. And it's like already like noon, you know? Fuck it. So this boy comes up to Achilles like, yo, this guy's big as hell, man. Like, I don't know if you're gonna take him. And Achilles like, yeah, bro, I don't know if they'll remember your name. And he just roasts this little kid. They won't remember your name. You know, you'll be a no one. Fucking kid is like, yo, what the fuck? You didn't have to go that hard on me. But Achilles rides off into the battlefield. It shows up. He's a badass. And he insults the king. He's like, imagine a king that fights his own battles and shit. And the king's all butthurt. Just Frame and Amuse Mastery, really. Like, he's a fucking badass. Like, Look at his trinity. Okay, let's, before we even get to like the badass like first scene of him fighting, they show us he has his trinity maxed out already from the jump. The camera zooms in on him. He's butt naked with like 3 chicks on him. He's pushing them off of him like, yo, get off me, I'll fuck you later. You know, like you know what time it is for that chick, man. So he has looks, bro, come on, it's Brad Pitt and Troy. Check. Maxed out looks, check. Status, he's the king's hero. The king is crying for him. Achilles, Achilles. Pussy. Pussy. He's fucking calling for him and shit. And bro, come on, that's status. If the king is calling for you, you know you have status. You know you have leverage over that guy. Like, bro, I'm the guy. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? So he has looks, check. Status, check. King's hero, right? And then he's basically an army legend. I'm sure he was before they got to Troy, because they're talking a lot about in the movie that, oh, his name's gonna live on forever, but they already knew his name, because when they first landed on the beach of Troy, they were already chanting his name, Achilles, Achilles. So he's already an army legend, right? So, and he's an army, so that checks out network. Look, status, network. So the king knows him. If the king's like cabinet is begging him to fight for the king, obviously he has some connections, right? So Trinity is maxed out. This guy's literally peak high value man. And not only that, but he goes into the fight scene, the first badass fight scene, running straight towards the fucking big ass Neanderthal Viking guy, and he fucking dodges a spear, eats the other one with his shield, fucking jumps up, agility on max, just shanks this guy in the neck, falls down. He's like, is there no one else, bro? Come on, man. Fucking G. Imagine a bitch was there, bro. Damn, bro. That's the ultimate demonstration of higher value. And he does that later on. He does that later on in the film with his love interest. when he ends up killing her cousin, but it's another story. We'll get to that later on. And then yeah, so he has some badass scenes. Is there no one else? And imagine a king that fights his own battles. Those quotes are fucking badass, man. The red pill space, let me just draw a little comparison right now. The red pill space, the manosphere, is like there's really no one fighting their own battles. They're all just kind of leading. But no, there's some guys definitely for sure. I mean, there's really the battle would be against the Matrix, the blue pill. We in the manosphere, yeah, you do have a lot of guys. The first guy, like the people that like come to my mind, like the first people are like obviously it's Tate fighting the Matrix. Come on, man, Tate and he's building his army of like war room members and shit. That's fucking G, man. Fucking G. Tate and Zerka too. Those guys are definitely fighting the Matrix in their own realm, of course. Those guys, can't forget Myron, fucking G. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those guys are badass. Anyway, carrying on. So then we go on to the next scene where we're in Sparta, where the king is with the princes of Troy because they're celebrating that there's peace now because they've surrendered or whatnot, or some other people have surrendered, and there's like a peace treaty or whatever. So the king, the Spartan king, is showing them a life of abundance. He's saying, "Oh, have this female right here, these dancers, exotic dancers, just for you. Drink as much as you'd like, eat as much as you'd like, do whatever you want. My home is your home. Tu casa is mi casa," right? So, and then the princes are like, "Oh, I have a wife at home, right? Fucking blue pill, oneitis ass guy." And Paris. We get to Paris, bro. At least Hector has morals to back him up. But Paris, oh, what a fucking rat. He's a rat. He scurries off into this fucking bitch Helen's bedroom and stalks her and shit. Like, he has no game either. Like, you can tell this guy has no game. The only thing he has going for him is his trinity. And it was maxed, not even because he worked for it, but because he was born into it. Think of it like a crypto guy, right? Crypto millionaire. They make their millions off putting $100 on Dogecoin, and then they have somewhat the taste of the Trinity. So imagine you're like a self-made millionaire. You made your own badass business. Let's say you sell airplanes or some bullshit, and you have this network, you have the status, you're the fucking famous guy in your city and shit, and like you have the looks, and you lose the baddest bitch you've ever had, that's your main, to a crypto millionaire. And you know he doesn't even have frame. He doesn't have frame. He barely pulled her off by the skin of his teeth. Am I using that right? Skin of his teeth? Yeah, whatever. He barely pulled her. And you imagine you lost your main to a fucking crypto dude. Scrawny little frameless, no game crypto dude. And like, you only lost her because she was in like this down period. And you know what? Credit to that Spartan king, bro, because he was showing abundance mindset, showing we have everything. Princess, have whatever you want. I still have plenty more. I'll never run out. That's a fucking red pill ass thing to do. Like, that's peak masculinity there. Then he shows indignation in front of his own wife, in front of his main. He's like, "Yeah, that you see that dancer over there, Hector? That's a special one. I saved her just for you." Right? And Hector's like, that's when Hector said, "Nah, I got my wife back home." So he's like, "All right, then she's mine then." Right? He looks back at his wife like, "Yo, what's good?" Threesome, bitch. Nah, fucking, he's sparking indignation in her brain, and she's eating it up. She wants that. She's like, "Damn, did I spend too much energy and time and effort into this king?" Of course she couldn't. He's a king. He's gonna do what he wants. But yeah, shout out to that guy. And he fights his own battles, and he doesn't cower away. He was willing to die for his code, right? He's gonna let some fucking nobody that didn't work for anything take his bitch. So at least he died on his shield and walked the talk, right? Shout out to that dude. Too bad he died. All right. So the princess showed oneitis, and at the end of this scene, they're off into the sunset, and they show Paris has the princess of this Helen bitch, fucking Helen bitch. Fuck all that princess shit. Fucking Helen bitch. Helen bitch. Let's go. He broke the iron rule of Tomasi number 4, which is never to move in with a chick unless you're gonna marry her soon or you're already married, right? Why are you gonna move in with this chick so she can like you've only been fucking her for a week, man, right? It's bad enough that he has no game and his trinity is just given to him, but moving in with a chick, bro, why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna like lose your mystique? The best thing you have going for you is like, yeah, you're a prince. Like, maybe he does have game. Maybe he's like this. Maybe he's just blue pill here since, like, you know, he's tired of being like a masculine guy back home. That's what she's thinking. Helen bitch is probably thinking. And imagine she gets home and she sees him. Oh, he really is just a nobody. He doesn't have anything going for himself. Like, throughout the whole film, they showed nothing. He did nothing to like prove his worthiness. All he did was shoot a dummy, and this was later on in the movie, show that he was like a badass archer, but he never used those skills until like the very end, right? So right off the rip, this bitch would have seen, yo, this guy's a fucking phony. This guy's a crypto millionaire. He just put $100 on Doge and became a millionaire, and that's it. Like, she would have been gone, right? At the end of the film, when they're all like running off into the mountains, like little cavemen people, Trojan cavemen people, she would have fucked some other dude right then and there. Because, bro, he wouldn't have had anything. Fucking Paris. He wouldn't have had... I mean, sure, he would have kept his looks, but better looking dudes there. And he's fucking a cripple now because that king sliced his fucking hamstring in half. Or his quads. So, he's a fucking cripple, right? He's lost his status unless the cave people vote him to be their king. But no one would ever... Like, not even in those times. Just because you're royalty... Right, and the king and the badass prince isn't there no more, and you're like the third option. I think they would at least say, look, bro, you can't even finish your own battles, man. Like, I know for a fact back then they had like shame and they had some kind of code. The people were the people. They weren't just like fucking sheep like they are today. Kidding. No, I'm not. Anyway, so they would have voted him out and said like, yo, you're not king no more. You're not gonna be king. You're a bitch. So, yeah, he wouldn't have had the status. And then, sure, everyone knows him, so he has network. But what good is a network if you can't prove that you're worth anything, right? Imagine I knew everyone from the government, right? In my state. Let's say I lived in North Dakota. And I'm just a farmer, and I knew the governor and the cabinet of the governor. I just knew everyone at the top. But I was just a fucking farmer in, like, North Dakota. And not only was I a farmer, but I'm like a terrible farmer. I only have, like, 3 chickens and, like, 2 cows. That's it. So I just get, like, a couple gallons of milk per year to sell on the farmer's market and, like, only a few eggs every other week. Like... Bro, at least show that you're doing something. If you have network, what good is a network if you're not like trying to build up, you know, anything else other than just floating by and going to different countries and waging war by stealing the woman, the main female of a king, of a masculine king. Yeah. Fucking dumbass. Anyway. Alright. Let's see. So, he broke the rule number 4 of Iron Rule Tomasi number 4. Like, just fucked up. And, yeah, let's fast forward to that fight. When he challenged that king to a fight, he said, I'm going to end this war by either fighting and killing this dude or dying. And he couldn't even do that. He just talked. He was all talk that movie, man. Bro, why are you even talking if you didn't even have... He was all, like, nervous and shit already. He already knew he was going to lose. He knew he was going to lose. He had no frame, no, like, he was self-deprecating from the jump. You never self-deprecate. You always got to think at least, I'm only getting better, right? Just based off the book. You don't self-deprecate No, that's actually another iron rule, but he was breaking all these iron rules that you shouldn't have been breaking. Like, they're just for your psyche, for your mental, like, sake. Don't do it, man. And, like, become better, dude. Like, bro, if you're gonna go into a war and you know you're gonna fight this king, at least train for it, for, like, the, you know, the upcoming battle. He was just fucking her that whole time, just staying weak, in a fragile state, in a fallen state. He wasn't ready for what he was talking about. So right off the gate, those words are empty. All his words were empty. They had no weight to them. No, they weren't royalty words. At least make your words mean something, bro. They didn't. They were empty shells. But anyway, he's in the fight, and he got his quad torn in half by the king. He was ready to die, but he just cowered back. And I saw a video today. I've seen it a few times floating around, but it popped up on my feed again today, where there's this MMA fighter chick, this female, that was dating this MMA UFC dude. And the dude was in the middle of a fight. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen this clip. It's a chick on Joe Rogan saying, "Oh yeah, Joe, I lost all respect for my man because he was fighting this dude and he got taken down and he didn't even use proper defense. He just cowered back. Like, he put his hands up, but like a coward way. He didn't even use like proper form to like pull guard or whatever. He was like wrestling or jiu-jitsu." And she was like, "Oh, at least use the middle finger or some shit, like to like go out on your shield or go out on your sword, whatever." Like, this guy, this Paris dude, he didn't even do that. He just fucking went back crying, scurrying like a rat. Fuck, bro, that guy's a bitch, bro. Pussy. Pussy. I win. Nah, he got fucking dominated. But yeah, she's gonna leave him in the cave. They're just gonna leave him. She's gonna fucking say, "Yo, fuck this dude. This dude cowered off. Yo, I'm not having a coward baby." Yo, a fucking coward baby. Fuck that shit. You're not even a prince no more. Pathetic. Fucking loser. Alright, let's go on to the main portion of the movie, which is Achilles and his bitch, Reese's or whatever the fuck her name is. Right? Bro, this fucking... Alright, this romance, this one's fucking peak. This is peak. Right off the gate, when she's taken from the temple, everyone is there like, "Oh shit, we gotta give this bitch to the best fighter here that led us to this victory." So they brought her to his tent, and he's like, sees her, he's like, just another female, whatever, just gonna shower real quick, wash the blood off fucking hundreds of men that I just killed off of me in the dirt like it's nothing. Just another Tuesday. Just another Tuesday for this badass. And he pulls up and he sees her. He's like, "You know what? She's a little interesting." And the first interaction they have, the very first interaction, they give each other this eye contact. It's so fucking toxic. Like, dude, that shit like was fiery. Like, you guys should be able to see it right here. The toxic eye contact picture shit that I pulled up. That eye contact is so toxic. You know, the whole concept of sex is toxic. That's like, because it's not friendly. Right? You don't have sex with your friends and neighbors and whatever. It's with the stranger. And the strangers are just like, this is going on to like a new realm of vibes. It's not, oh, friends or logic or any reason. It's just all toxic mindset, right? Because you're penetrating her and she's getting penetrated. So it's just like, it's not evil, but it's just like, oh, toxic. It's acidic, right? It's toxic in nature. So, you know they're gonna fuck hard. So it's honestly love at first sight for this guy, because he's like, damn, toxicity in this bitch is max level. He smells her hair and shit. Oh yeah, she's royalty. She used that vanilla cocoa bean powder, whatever bullshit in her hair. Only royalty used that shit. So he knew right out the gate, oh, this bitch royalty. She's not a regular old skank. She's not a skank. She's a royalty. fucking Achilles, bro. He's like, yeah. And then he kind of went oneitis on her, because the king, Achilles' king, called up the guards and he was like, yo, bring me the bitch that's in his room. And he brought her into like the little boat palace, whatever. And Achilles got butthurt. He's like, yo, what the fuck? This is my chick, man. It's not cool. And he's about to kill everyone in there, like, for his chick. And she, like, says, oh, stop it. Like, whatever, fuck. So he gets soft right there. You see, she's like a dream killer. Like, the only thing he's good at, like, murdering, like, hundreds of guys, like, in, like, under 5 minutes. A female stopped him from doing what he was born to do. Think about that. The greatest killer of that era was stopped by a female. A female. And he ended up dying because of her too. He left his guard down. Right? Imagine he was full focus. He said, bitch, get in the tent. Stay there. I'm gonna conquer this fucking city. He would have been alive. He would have lived to like 90, 100, whatever the fuck. Right? But no. He got distracted. And he knew at first. He was like, yeah, this is gonna be the bitch that I die for. And that dynamic with him, she had the war bride dynamic in her, instilled in her, the moment she got taken away. She was loving it. She was loving every second of it. You know why? Because she's never had that. Like, any chick in that Troy kingdom, they're all just like stuck in a basement, right? The city's walls are so high. They're dreaming about becoming war brides to a Brad Pitt looking motherfucker. Look at Brad Pitt, bro. Like, 6 foot tall, long blonde hair, good looking shit, you know, Max Trinity. They're like, no homo, by the way. Can I say that? Or pause? Holy shit, bro. Hey, don't ban me off YouTube. I'm a comedian. It's comedy. It's funny. It's jokes. Chill. Jokes. Comedian, okay? Anyway. Yeah, Max Trinity. So, right away, she was playing with him. They were doing that play where he was trying to clean her wound, but she like threw the towel back in his face and like, oh, I'm not trying to. And so that's hot, right? It's that hot action, like, no. And then he throws it back into a little bowl of water, and then she grabs it. It's cold, hot and cold, right? Hot cold dynamic. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. So she's in the state of play right there. She's like, I'm gonna play with this dude. I've never had a fucking Max Trinity, Brad Pitt looking dude steal me from my temple, cut the head off of my god. Bro, that's disrespect. And she was soaking wet for that shit. She was like, damn, this guy literally did that shit, bro. What the fuck? Anyway, so their dynamic, she was in that Stockholm syndrome state. She was in the state of like happiness. You could tell, man, she was happy. That toxicity, that fire, that indignation. She hated the king for bringing her into his little boat thing and then almost getting killed because like Achilles like got triggered or whatever. Anyway, we go to the next part where they like meet again. Like, he comes back from the battlefield again, and they're sleeping, and he's about to get his neck cut open by her. She has the knife to his neck, and he's like, do it, right? He's doubling down. He's fucking what's the word? Agree and amplify. He's agreeing and amplifying. It's from the 5th book. He's in that tactic, like, yeah, do it. I don't even want to live anyway. I've already killed too much. I've been traumatized too much. I lost everything. I already knew my future. I didn't know I was gonna be dying by the hand of a bitch, but do it. And she was like, yo, what the fuck? This guy's ready to die. This guy has a death wish. And he agreed and amplified, and that toxicity just fucking poured over. They started smashing, do their thing, and then he's like, yeah, all right, cool. So she's now a war bride. She's his now. She's like forever is gonna be like his. Stockholm syndrome. And also, I think I think in the war bride dynamic, I think there's a part of deep conversion. I think they do deep, like have the deep conversion. If you know that chapter in book number 5, because Stockholm syndrome, the way it's like described in the war bride chapter, that they like kind of are happy that like hypergamy is kind of happy that it didn't have to filter out, it didn't have to be used. It kind of just did it by itself. So they like that thought. You know, it's sad. It's like, damn, like, okay, I just had this husband and child, but my husband just got killed by Brad Pitt, and my child just got thrown off the wall, the highest part of the wall. Now, well, I got Brad Pitt here. He's like this fucking charming dude, Max Trinity from wherever he's from, whatever. Hypergamy, all right. And this is back when they didn't have open hypergamy, so it was like locked. So she's like, all right, well, I don't have to exercise it that much, but like in her head, you know, that Stockholm syndrome. So I think it's like war bride and deep conversion, like a mixture of those two, which really got her fucked up. And also the alpha widowed. She was alpha widowed by the end when he got killed by her rat cousin. She was looking back from the mountains like, damn, like those like couple days with this guy, it was like 5 days with him, was the best time of her life. She'll never look at another man the same. Like, think about being in her shoes. Let's use our empathetic caps here for a second. Put ourselves in her shoes. I'm not saying think like a bitch or anything. Well, I am, but just put yourself in her shoes for a quick second. Let's do this little thought exercise. You have a fucking war hero, right? He chooses you to be the one to he's allowing you to kill him, but then he just has like this game. He has a frame. He has the abundance mindset. Max Trinity. He just fucking perfect in all aspects of masculinity, like for your biology at least, and your psychology. You would want that, wouldn't you? You would want some kind of like, it's just easy. It's just given to her. So, yeah, like alpha widowed, check. Deep conversion, check. War bride, check. This bitch got the fucking worst trio. Instead of dark triad, it's like a love triad, you know? It's like she got the love triad effect from this dude. And then Hector's wife, let's not forget about that. She got alpha widowed too. Even though he was a beta, you gotta think about it back then, back in those times, they did have like that dynamic of male, like masculine male and beta provider, all in one. Like nowadays, and it says in book number 3, positive masculinity. I forgot what chapter. I think it's Red Pill Lens. I don't know. But he says, Rolo says, like nowadays it's impossible to find the 2-in-1, the beta and the alpha provider. So like women nowadays, they look for 2 different types of men. The alphas that can provide that alpha seed, and the beta bucks that can provide the bucks, the provisioning. But Hector had both. He had that alpha in him, the genetics, the frame, positive masculinity, like his code, his word, his stoicism. He had everything going for him, right? And he even had game. You could tell he had game. He was good with his words. And he commanded an army and shit. Bro, what a badass, too. You can't forget about Hector, man. He's a badass. And he had his chick. Although he was oneitis, at least he did it for the right reasons, right? It wasn't to his detriment. He put his country before... He put his country... Because he even said it. There's 3 things he lives for. I think he said it was God, his wife, and then his country. I think those were the 3 things. I could be mistaken, but I mean those aren't bad morals to live by, you know? I mean, at least he has something going for himself, right? And then he ended up dying by the hands of Achilles, but he left his wife alpha widowed. Although he did have that provisioning, doesn't mean that he was a beta. I mean, just because he had oneitis and shit, and like, sure, his moral compass wasn't there, like our red pill compass wasn't there, but I mean, come on, he did his best. He honestly did. That's an unbelievable feat, especially nowadays. He had the 2-in-1 package. I think Achilles had more of the just 100% alpha package, the alpha fuck side. He didn't have that perfect balance that Hector had. And Hector was just like 50-50. So shout out to Hector, man. Honestly, he's probably like, in terms of like red pill idealism, like how you'd want to be, I would honestly say, oh, I mean, it's hard, man. Because if we're talking strictly red pill, Achilles fucking just dominates every aspect of that. Like, let's be real here. But if you do choose monogamy and shit, right, and you do end up saying, you know what, I'm going to settle down here and get this one female. You know, I'm fucking what, 60, 70 years old now. All right, let me play that double role, right? Hector played that double role, which is cool. And yeah, he left his wife alpha widowed. They went off into the cave to be cave people, cavemen, little Neanderthals, but it worked out in the end for them. So yeah, I mean, that's about it for the movie that I can think of anyway. There's just fucking a lot of idiots in there, a lot of badasses too. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'll be doing some more movie reviews. Also, just give me any feedback. If you guys want to talk about this or have any ideas, let me know. I'm open to feedback, constructive criticism, whatever. Like, open to it. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you on the next one.